Look, evolution isn't concerned with aesthetics. It rewards whatever survives long enough to reproduce and nothing more. And some of those outcomes are difficult to explain at first glance. Today, we're exploring animals that challenge what we think nature is supposed to look like. We're starting underwater, where the rules tend to feel a little different. Design standards are a luxury, and down here, nobody is paying for them. The ocean is where evolution goes to stop trying. This is the ocean sunfish, a fish so profoundly uncoordinated it drifts through the water like a floating error message. This thing can weigh over 5,000 pounds. It's basically a 2-ton dinner plate with eyes. It has no proper tail fin. It moves by flapping its dorsal and anal fins like it's waving at an imaginary friend. It looks less like an animal and more like a biological placeholder, almost flat, almost rectangular, as if evolution said, "Close enough," and went on a permanent coffee break. Those massive, vacant eyes, they just stare into the void, processing nothing but pure, concentrated disappointment. But don't let the floating garbage look fool you. This slab of meat is surprisingly athletic when it wants to be. It can dive 800 meters deep. It can even breach out of the water like a dolphin, which is terrifying, because nobody asked for a flying 2-ton pancake. Predators don't even bother hunting it. Most just tolerate the existence of this thing. Seals are the worst. These bullies chew its fins off like biological frisbees just for sport. Even a shark might take a bite. But then, realization hits. Biting into a sunfish is like chewing on a wet, rubbery tire. It's not exactly a 5-star meal. It's more like chewing on a gym mat. But if you think this pancake is a disaster, wait until you see the bird that looks like a prehistoric nightmare, standing perfectly still and judging your entire existence. This is the shoebill, a bird that looks like a prototype from a canceled dinosaur movie. Look at that face. It's not just a beak. It's a massive, 5-inch, heavy-duty tool. It looks like someone glued a wooden clog to a stork and told it to go be a menace. And it listened. The shoebill is a master of the waiting game. It can stand perfectly still for hours, just staring at the water with a look of pure ancient grudge. It doesn't blink. It barely moves. It just waits for a lungfish or a baby crocodile to make a mistake. Evolution spent millions of years making birds smaller and more colorful. And then there is this guy, 5 feet tall, blue-gray, and looking like it knows exactly where you hid your secrets. If you think a bird with a heavy wooden clog for a face is weird, wait until you see the mammal that decided to replace its entire personality with a vacuum cleaner. This is the giant anteater, and honestly, I have questions. Look at the profile of this animal. Evolution basically took a standard mammal and stretched its face into a bony, toothless tube. There is no jaw to speak of, just a tiny opening for a 2-foot tongue covered in sticky biological glue. It flicks in and out 160 times per minute. It's not eating. It's a high-speed harvesting operation. Then you have the feet. This animal has claws so massive it can't even walk on its own palms. It has to move on its knuckles just to keep from stabbing itself. Imagine trying to go for a stroll while holding a set of kitchen knives in your fists. That is its daily reality. It has the brain of a dog, the nose of a pipe, and a tail that looks like a fallen pine tree. It spends its life eating tiny insects, yet it has enough confidence to pick a fight with a jaguar. It is a walking contradiction. Nature usually aims for logic. But here, a 6-foot pipe cleaner with knives for hands was apparently the best we could do. But if you think a pipe cleaner with claws is a mess, wait until you see the antelope that decided to grow a built-in air filter right in the middle of its face. This is the saiga antelope, and honestly, it looks like a background character from a vintage science fiction movie. That snout is the star of the show. It's a soft, flexible trunk that hangs over its mouth, giving the animal a very specific prehistoric profile. It's as if the antelope is constantly trying to sniff out a secret that hasn't been told yet. But don't let the unusual face fool you. That nose is an engineering marvel. These animals live in the extreme steppes of Central Asia, where the air is a constant battle. The trunk acts as a built-in climate control system. In the summer, it filters out the desert dust before it hits the lungs. In the winter, it warms up the icy air like a natural radiator. It's a high-tech filter that's been working perfectly since the Ice Age. The saiga is a true survivor. It lived alongside woolly mammoths and outlasted them all. It's proof that in the natural world, having a unique look is often a superpower. Evolution clearly prioritizes function over fashion, but even a giant inflatable nose looks normal compared to our final guest. We are talking about an animal that breaks every biological rule in the book. It's a mammal that decided to be a little bit of everything and ended up being unlike anything else on Earth. Welcome to the ultimate identity crisis. Finally, we have the platypus, the animal that proves evolution occasionally hits randomized just to see what happens. This creature is a walking contradiction. It has the bill of a duck, the tail of a beaver, and the fur of an otter. When naturalists first sent a specimen to Europe, people genuinely thought it was a hoax. They looked for stitches, convinced someone had glued a bird's face onto a mammal. But it gets weirder. This is a mammal that lays eggs. It has no stomach, because apparently digestion is also optional. It doesn't even have nipples. It just sweats milk onto its skin and lets the babies lap it up like a spilled drink. And just in case that wasn't enough, the males have a venomous spike on their back legs. It's a furry, egg-laying, milk-sweating reptile bird that can also put you in the hospital. It even has a sixth sense. The platypus can detect the tiny electrical signals from the muscles of its prey. It hunts with its eyes and ears closed, literally feeling its way through the mud with its face. It's not a bird, it's not a reptile, it's just a platypus, a creature that looked at the rule book of biology and decided to ignore every single page, and yet it's still here. So, what is the lesson? Nature doesn't follow a script, it follows the results. You don't have to be a masterpiece to earn your place on this planet. You just have to be stubborn enough to keep going. In nature, the strangest designs are the ones that last the longest. If you know an animal that's even more of a biological puzzle than these 5, let me know in the comments.